Welcome back to the Bluechip Breakdown, Vols fans. I'm your host, Bull. In today's video, we will be talking about our new transfer commitment from Alabama in Miles Kitselman, and we will also be talking about what the tight end room looks like currently. We all know that was a big position of need for Tennessee. Are we done right there, or do we need to add some more bodies? And we will also be talking about some other positions of need that we have identified, since the season has ended. And obviously, we've got to talk about Lance Hurd. We're all waiting on him to come out and publicly announce that he is a Tennessee Vol. What's the holdup? What are some critical dates for us to keep a close eye out on, as we are still anticipating that he will be announcing here shortly. So let's start off talking about Miles Kitselman. He's a 6'5", 250-pound tight end from Alabama. He transferred to Alabama from Hutchinson Community College. And as you can see here, he doesn't have a whole lot of stats for us to talk about, but I will put up his spring film from Hutchinson so y'all can see how he looks as a college player. Now, as you're watching this film, keep in mind that Miles is probably coming in as more of a depth piece for Tennessee. We all know that we've still got Ethan Davis and Holden Stays, who was the #1 portal tight end this season. I think that we could have the best two tight end tandem in the entire country. Both of those guys are studs. So we did need to add someone in for some depth purposes just in case one of those two guys goes down. And that's what I think Miles Kitselman is going to be for us. Looks like he's solid, obviously, in run blocking and pass blocking, but also he's running some pretty solid routes right here. He's got that big body, looks like he's got some good hands. And, he looks like he's comfortable and he's going to be used to SEC ball. He talked about on his visit after he committed to Tennessee how he felt like Tennessee probably had the best atmosphere in the entire country. And also one of our former GAs was one of his coaches at Hutchinson. So there were some ties there. And I think that this was a great job by the staff going out and finding a very solid football player like Miles to add to this roster that doesn't mind fighting for some playing time and probably understands that he will be the third guy in the rotation this season. And we also know that we lost a commitment in the class of 2024 with Jonathan Eccles. We were able to go out and get Cole Harrison in that same class at 6'5", 220 pounds. I don't think he's going to be ready to help us out this season as a true freshman. I think he's going to probably need to eat some more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, drink some more protein shakes, get bigger, get stronger before he can play SEC ball. But really looking forward to what he will do as a sophomore and as a junior for Tennessee. We can also talk about in the class of 2025, going out and getting a guy like Jack Vanderseleer, who is a little bit bigger. I think he's got a little bit better of a chance to come in and start as a true freshman at 6'5", 230 pounds currently. But again, that's in 2025. He's not going to be able to help us out this season. So overall, I do think that we're pretty solid at the tight end position. Would not be shocked if Tennessee maybe holds some open tryouts, try to get some walk-on guys in just to get like a little bit more depth. And maybe in that spring window, if the right player is there, maybe we can add one more guy. But for the most part, I think Tennessee's probably done at tight end. All right, and one of the other big positions of need for this team heading into the offseason was defensive tackle. Now, it does sound like Tennessee is going to be hosting a new defensive tackle next weekend in Jackson Moy. He's a 6'2", 300-pounder from Stanford. And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to come in with 3 years left to play with Tennessee. That's exactly what we needed. A young guy with a big body. I have not seen him on film yet, but I'm just going to anticipate that if Coach Gardner likes him, he kind of fits the mold of what we're always getting, which is some bigger body guys that are going to play with a high motor and have a little bit of twitchiness to their game, especially at that tackle position. Now, again, I do think that he's going to be more of a guy that, without watching his film just yet, will probably contribute more in 25 and 26. But I think that he could also come in this season and add some much needed depth on a roster that's got some very good players coming back, some wily old veterans, but we have not done the best at kind of holding our ground in run support from the defensive tackle position. So hopefully he's a little bit better there. We all know that Coach Gardner loves to rotate these guys in, keep them fresh. Again, it's great to have these bigger body guys, have some more guys to come in and spell them, versus SEC competition. So that's really big news. I'm very excited about that. And obviously, we already knew that wide receiver was a position of need, and so is the secondary. I think that we've talked enough about that. Tennessee's done a good job there. It does kind of seem like we're trying to target some more wide receivers in the transfer portal or in the 2024 class. Not a whole lot of news on those fronts, so I will update y'all once I get some more come across my desk. But let's switch gears, okay, to Lance Hurd, because what the heck is taking up so long to announce? Well, we said that we felt pretty confident about Tennessee's chances to land Lance Hurd, and it was just some minor behind the scenes details that had to get ironed out. So we are still anticipating that that announcement should be coming out soon. How soon? Well, we all know that for the transfer portal players and for the junior college players, they have until January the 15th, which is this upcoming Monday, to sign with a school. But I'm still pretty confused on how things work with these new transfer portal rules. So what we do know is players have 5 days after their bowl game to jump into the portal. LSU's bowl game, which is where Lance Hurd will be transferring from, was January the 1st, so he would have until the 6th to get into the portal. And my biggest question is, does that have any effect on what the signing date would be? Does it push the signing date back a little bit for players who, you know, their bowl game was January the 1st? I'm not quite sure on that, okay? I did a whole lot of research, and there just isn't any information that I could find that says yes or no to that. So if y'all know something more than I do, please add that down in the comment section, because I would love to be up to speed on all this stuff. It's a whole lot of moving pieces, but as of right now, I would say that January the 15th, which again is this upcoming Monday, will be the first day for us to keep a close eye out on for Lance Hurd to make a public announcement. Then the next thing would be, when do classes start for Tennessee? Our classes start January the 22nd, and students have until the 26th to get enrolled. Now, what other schools were fighting for Lance Hurd, right here at the end? Well, it was really just us in Oklahoma. Kind of started off with Ole Miss as well. So if you want to know when Ole Miss's class start, it's the same as Tennessee's, January the 22nd. And I'm not quite sure what the cutoff date is to get enrolled in classes, but I believe it is the 26th as well, just like Tennessee. Now, the other school is Oklahoma. Their classes start on the 15th or 16th, and students have until the 19th to get enrolled. So that window is a little bit earlier, okay? Again, he didn't take any visits to either one of these schools this past weekend, as far as we know. Sounds like everyone that's close to both of those two programs kind of gave up on Lance Hurd, okay? They're already kind of shifting gears and looking for some different players. So, I feel like Tennessee is in a really good spot with Lance. Again, it's just all about ironing out those minor details, getting everything solid behind the scenes, and coming out publicly with an official commitment to Tennessee. And I am anticipating that that will come anywhere from January the 15th all the way up to the 26th. So we'll see what happens with it. Again, whenever we get some more information, we will come back to the channel. Okay, whether it's a post or whether it is a video, we'll let y'all know. We'll keep y'all up to date as much as we possibly can. But as always, thank y'all so much for tuning into this channel. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, family, and other volunteer fans. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Peace.